Hi! I swear I'm not turning into a review channel, but seeing as this show emotionally scarred me, I wanted to talk about it. Also, I acknowledged I'm quite late to the party, but I don't care. I was late last time too, and being late is part of my soul now. And disclaimer time, I'm not animating this video. No, seriously, I won't, I swear. Instead, you will have a nice speed paint to watch, or you could just listen, I don't care. By the way, I apologize for the half-assed art. My hands did not want to cooperate. Also, I haven't watched any other reviews or discussions before making this script. I've only seen thumbnails and titles, so whether or not it's a good thing, all of these opinions will be my own, uninfluenced by other reviewers. I also have only watched the series once and did not rewatch it for this ramble, so some of my memory might be blurry, but that means all of these opinions are from my first impression only. Can you all tell I'm very inexperienced in this field? Anyways, underlining the word opinion, feel free to disagree. Start a discussion in the comments, as long as it's a discussion and not an argument. That'll be all for forewarnings. I will actually start now. So, first off, should you watch this show? I'm kind of halfsies on this one. It's got good CGI, very good acting, fun characters, and the story started out quite well. And if you can swallow the hard pill that is the ending, I say go and watch it. If you can't, no worries. I'm gonna serve that hard pill to you on a silver platter diluted with spoilers. That sounds gross. Anyways, Wednesday, the show. You had so much potential and then tried to do too much and ended up burning. Before I point out the problems I have with the show, I would like to point out the good things that I quite like about this show. One, the fact that the edgy theme actually fits this time. Netflix has a bad habit of taking happy-go-lucky franchises like Winx Club and Archie and making them edgy. It's like they think teenagers want to be depressed. But I think in the case of Wednesday, it makes sense, in my opinion at least. The Addams Family's always been on the more dark spectrum of children's content, so if you're gonna take any concept and make it edgier, it'd be this one probably. 2, the sets and costumes are awesome. The show has really high production value, and the team clearly cared about making the final product very much. I watched the behind the scenes for Thing, and wow, the effort they went through to make him look realistic. Props to Victor Dorobantu, by the way. I might have mispronounced that. He's the guy playing Thing, and it's astounding how a hand expresses more personality than a lot of characters I can name. And 3, the characters. The characters were all quite well done. If we ignore Tyler and Thornhill's character assassination, they're all really good. And they did, at least in my opinion, justice to the Addams Family dynamic. Morticia and Gomez were wonderful. Thing and Wednesday are the best partners in crime ever. Wednesday actually being happy to see Uncle Fester was neat to see, and Wednesday and Morticia's relationship was also really well written. It was cool. Pugsley didn't really do much, but I honestly think that's a good idea, and I will explain why later. As for Wednesday's individual characterization, I think she's quite well written. She's stubborn, smart, and independent, but also skilled in a crap ton of stuff. And yet, I think they managed to nicely avoid making her a Mary Sue. And the way they did this was by actually calling her out when she does selfish crap. Franchises like to have strong and independent, with quotation marks, female characters who are really just rude and jerky, and then never call them out on it because the writers think that's how making a good female character works. No, guys, making her rude doesn't make her cool. I was kind of afraid no one would point out how Wednesday goes too far with her crap, but they do. Several characters have, and not antagonistic ones. Her actual friends call her out. I also related to Wednesday a lot. While I might not agree with her at all times, like why would you torture? While I might not agree with her all times, I could understand her motives, I could understand her disputes with the characters around her, and I could relate to most of her teenage girl habits, such as wanting to break out of school. I like Wednesday, she's well written. Actors did a very good job portraying her a good character. If I were to go in depth with every character, I would be here forever, so here's a lightning round. Enid was neat. I liked how her personality contrasted to Wednesday's and how she's nice to Wednesday, but she isn't a pushover and doesn't take her crap. But I think her side romance with Ajax was kind of unnecessary. Her dating Ajax didn't really have anything to do with the plot. I mean, it's a neat subplot, but the story already had so many things going on, I don't think it was needed. Her friendship with Thing, however, is wonderful. Bianca was cool. I like how she isn't an all-out bully. Characters like her kind of just act jerky and queenly 24/7. They bully girls and call them ugly. They spread gossip. They're snobby. But when we see Bianca in school scenes, she's kind of just chilling with her homies, which I think is neat. Xavier's neat. I think his small crush on Wednesday was well done, and I like how he gave up on her after all the manipulative crap she pulled. I hate the trope, oh, I'm so in love with character B. Oh, character B is actually really problematic and mean. Oh, well, I still love character B. I know that they're good deep down inside, despite the fact that they tried to kill me that one time. I am totally not referring to anyone specific. Anyway, Xavier's neat. Good character, and his power is neat too. I wish I had it. I'm a little put off by how easily he forgave Wednesday. I feel like he should wait for her to apologize out loud, but otherwise, he's cool. Eugene is cool. I like him. Good supporting character, fun and likable personality, and I like how he helped Wednesday become more open with friendship and stuff. Sheriff Galpin is cool, frustrating and stubborn, but he clearly has the town's best interest at heart. I'm curious as to how he's coping with the whole Tyler incident. And speaking of Tyler, I've got quite a bit to say, but I'm currently talking about the things I liked about this show, and Tyler's character is not part of this list. Also, for the record, Uncle Fester and Thing are my favorite characters, and I really love the scene where Wednesday thought Thing was dead and swore she'd avenge him. That was beautifully done. She truly cares for her little hand friend. And I've already finished talking about the things, pun intended, I care for, so the list has ended. Time for the stuff I did not like. First off, I think they burned through the material way too fast. The show is a hit, and Netflix is definitely giving it more seasons. But besides Tyler and the morning talk business, I don't know how they're gonna throw anything else at us without making it look like an afterthought, or how they're gonna top Crackstone. I thought that the show would have a structure like Avatar where they work towards one specific goal across the whole show, but apparently they're doing a different villain for every few seasons type of thing. By the way, take this with a grain of salt because my only source is my cousin, but she said that the creators wanted 4 seasons for the show. I thought the Crackstone plot would span across multiple seasons, but they just used it up in the first one, and it feels anticlimactic, honestly. And because they used up all their material really fast, the Garrett Gates business, the Hyde, Crackstone, and the love triangle, they had to squeeze them all in together, so the plot was way too busy and I could barely keep track of all the shenanigans. Which is why I think it's better if Pugsley wasn't too involved with the plot, because if they added him in 2, then the plot would have collapsed under the weight of content. And the main antagonist, Crackstone himself, doesn't really have a lot of depth. He's kinda just, rah, I hate outcasts, rah. King Orange from Animation vs. Minecraft has more depth than Crackstone, and King has literally never spoken a word of dialogue throughout the entire series. How does a YouTube channel write a better plot than an actual production by a company? I guess the argument could be made that not all villains need to be super complicated, but you can still have villains with really basic motives and still have them be fun to watch. But Crackstone is kind of just your typical bad guy. There's nothing special about him. All we know about him is that he hates outcasts. But why? It would have been so easy to add depth to him by explaining why. Did he lose a loved one to an outcast? Did an outcast do him a personal wrong? How have outcasts affected his life so much that he loathes them this deeply? Well, we don't know. All we know is that he hates them. So yeah, Crackstone did not meet my expectations. His costume and makeup are cool though. And speaking of characters I am not happy with, Tyler. Oh, Tyler. Where do I begin? Okay, so the Hyde plot twist. It was not done well. I mean, feel very free to disagree with me, but I think that kind of came out of nowhere. I think the writers did have it in the back of their minds while making the story. I think Tyler was always there whenever the Hyde was around, but I honestly don't think they gave enough hints for it to be solid. And setting aside whether or not the plot twist made sense, I don't like the fact they just made him all out evil. Before they revealed he was actually evil, they painted him as this nice, sweet character and got me to root for him. And they made me get emotionally invested in him for several episodes. I thought he was really neat. And then at the very end, they pulled the toffee and said, oh, he's evil. Surprise! You wasted all that time rooting for him because he was actually an irredeemable, murderous douchebag all along. So then, what was the point of making me get attached? I have 3 ideas as to how I think they could have tackled it better. 1, they could have given me red flags to tell me, hey, don't get too invested in this guy. He isn't all he seems, so I don't waste my time getting attached. 2, if they didn't want to give hints, they could have revealed the twist sooner instead of doing it at the near end of the season. 3, if they didn't want to do either of the former, they could have made him not a total psychopath. They could have pulled the I can't control this monster within me trope. Like, it's called A Hyde from Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, a story about alter egos. They could have stuffed 2 personalities into Tyler, one evil and one good, so the guy I was rooting for was still somewhere in there. Anyone else get what I'm going at? Anyways, all of what I just said about Tyler also applies to Miss Thornhill. You got me invested in this sweet mother figure only to rip her apart last second. I would have been fine if Kinbot was Laurel. She had warning signs via the roadkill stuffing hobby or flowers matching and the car scene with Tyler. I acknowledge some of the warning signs are a bit late, but I wasn't super attached to Kinbot by that point anyways. What else? Alright, the triangle. The love triangle. This video's already really long, so I'll cut to the chase. At first, I was rooting for Wednesday to stay single the whole time. I thought Xavier and Tyler were both likable enough, but I felt Wednesday was better off by herself, and she never showed interest for either of them anyways. Somewhere along the line, I don't remember when, I think it was when Enid moved out, I realized how damn lonely Wednesday was and thought maybe it'd be nice if she did have a boyfriend or something. I thought it'd be neat if she learned to care about someone deeply, and dating Xavier or Tyler seemed like a good way to develop that. And then the show pulled its shenanigans and made me root for Tyler, and we all know how that went. As of finishing the series and waiting for the next season, I am back on the single Wednesday train, but we all know that's not gonna happen. I know what's in these writers' heads. They're not gonna do that. I already know she'll end up with Xavier. Yeah, here's the final drawing. I hope you all enjoyed my chaotic ramblings. Do tell me your own opinions, as I love nothing more than an interesting discussion. Merry Christmas to you all. Enjoy the holidays. Eat and live.